Hey y'all, Jeff here with Jeff's Garage Unfiltered. And so, welcome back to another video. Now, part of this video is going to be a little bit about a car, but then could go off onto a tangent because today is November 20th, and as you can see, it's evening, it's dark, it's about 7 something in the evening. No, it's about 7 o'clock in the evening. And this is what we got to deal with, but so I was talking to a gentleman today as I called on a car on Marketplace. And remember, going back a couple videos, I said, well, can't really afford to buy anything, but I found a couple cars that I would like to get. But I was talking to this gentleman on the phone, actually. You know, we made contact after I showed interest in one of the cars he had on Marketplace, and then he's got several others that I've had interest in. And we got to talking a little bit about Mercedes, and he's got a few, along with a few other brands in the British era, and that was what I was calling on, was a V12 Jaguar, which in the XJ series, and I was questioning because you know, he said it was a 94 or 95, and it was the body style of the one I used to have, with the exception of the rectangular headlights and the little bit different tail lights, and it was a Van der Pla. And so, but I was questioning the year because it looked like it was an early 90s, but it was a mid 90s, and with a V12, and there's only 500 and some of them made. And while the car, you put a little bit of, starting fluid into the intake, he says it runs, it starts, it runs. He says it just doesn't stay running. And so, then he's replaced the fuel pumps, and it has two. And they are the absolute worst to get to, because I've done it once already on my XJ6, because it's right above the axle, and in his case, he pulled the tank, or raised the tank up so he could get to it. But regardless, we got to talking. We talked for about 20 minutes, and I was saying, yeah, I've got this 300D SD that's sitting right out here, and I said, I don't drive it that much, especially now because it gets dark early, because I have no dash lights. And I said, this weekend I planned on going through and pulling the cluster and replacing the rheostat, it's the rheostat that controls the dimmer. And he said, try this first. He said, I saw this on YouTube, and I had never seen it, where you just sit there and you turn the knob. He said, and it might catch. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, I did it to mine. And he said, once you find this, once you're turning the knob, and he said, you don't want to go too fast, because once it lights up, that's where you want to stay. He said, it'll stay and make contact. Whatever brightness it is, just stay there. I said, okay. I said, I'll give that a try. So what did I do? I came home, and voila, 2 minutes. Because he said it could take 30 minutes by the time you make the contacts in there. 2 minutes, and I have dash lights. Why didn't I think of something like that? Or why didn't I turn the knob? Because I've never had dash lights on that car that I can remember. And that's part of the reason why I don't drive it at night, because can't see the cluster, can't see the oil pressure, all those things that are important. So did that. I went for a drive, went over some pretty heavy bumps, and it stayed. Now, I've got another issue in the turn signal, and it could be that it's just, dirty, where the right turn signal, it worked at one point in time, but now I can't find that spot where it makes contact. So I don't have a right turn signal. I have a left. And then when after I use the left turn signal and it comes back around to straight, and it clicks off, the bright lights come on, and so I have to manually pull them back. So there's some contact issues in there that maybe if I just spray some cleaner in there, or some compressed air, that might solve the problem. I don't know, but that's worth a try. But Now, I can drive the car at night. I can run uptown if I want to, and, you know, I turn the headlights on and it goes. And quite frankly, this car is solid as a rock. Now, am I going to fix the odometer? Maybe not right now. The speedometer works, but the odometer still doesn't. I can hear the gear in there trying to move, and it doesn't. But, you know, true miles are unknown on this car, and it's a diesel, so who knows? It'll last a long time as long as I change the oil. So, fixed the problem. Now, today is, like I said, November 20th, and there's been a lot in the news, and I'm not going to get into it, but one of the things that our, you know, childish politicians need to quit doing, especially starting with Dozing Donny up at the top, is quit bashing each other. If you got a problem, work with them. Communicate. I work for a communication company, and that's one of the things that we sometimes have a difficult time doing, is communicating. You know, one of the things that you know, he continues on, you know, in his interviews, the Democrats are bad. The Democrats did this. The Democrats did that. And then you hear from the other side the same thing. You know, the Democrats are saying the Republicans are bad. They, you know, they can't do this, and they, you know, they shouldn't be doing that. You know, and then you've got the spokesperson for, you know, the press secretary, whatever her name is, Lovett. You know, then she sits there and she continues to defend him, which that's her job. I get it. But there comes a point in time where what's right, what's real, and what's wrong, you know, and what's not right. And, you know, in the press briefing room, you know, she's spilling out everything that she's supposed to, according to what her boss is telling her to do, or bosses. But is it all real? Is it all accurate? And now we're supposed to, these 6 members of the Congress, which are Democrats, just so happen to be, that, well, they should be dead because they committed this crime, and we're going to go straight to punishing them. Wait a minute. I thought the Constitution told us that, you know, or it tells us that we have the right to a trial, we have a right to defend ourselves, and we have a right to, you know, a speedy and a fair trial. And quite frankly, I don't think that Dozing Donny gives a crap, but he does when it plays into his favor. So, you know, it's going to come back to haunt you, you know, and that's the one thing that, you know, I'm getting tired of. And one of the things that I've mentioned, and I don't know if I mentioned on my channel, but, you know, politics. What's the meaning of the word? Poly, meaning many. Ticks, they're those little blood suckers. And that's exactly what our government is right now. Many bloodsuckers. And that's what they're doing, is they're taking from us. Just my points today. Comment below, share, whatever, doesn't matter. You know, if you like some of that, there's going to be more to come. But I will say, as I'm moving forward, and as I've promised, I'm going to take some time, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to read and interpret the Constitution. Be looking forward to that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Be safe out there. And again, I have dash lights on my 300 SD Mercedes. That's a plus today. I didn't need Dozing Donny to show me how to do it, or tell me how to do it for that matter. Oh, by the way, you know, why am I calling him Dozing Donny? Well, you know, nobody else will make fun of him when he was dozing off there in the Oval Office, but he certainly did. And if you remember, he called, you know, Sleepy Joe Biden, you know, Sleepy Joe. So maybe we'll just call old Donny, old Dozing Donny. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.